That's not supposed to be there. This topic is based on the web-based revision and performance analytics systems for PSA students. It's basically, to put simply, we have a problem statement, which is yearly we see a decline in the grades of PSA students. BGCS students, but also JC students. So for that reason per se, it might be due to the fact that there's many other reasons. There might be lack of motivation in teachers, there might be lack of motivation in students, there might be lack of interest, basically. The syllabuses may not be complete, teachers may not be finishing on time, but here we focus mainly on, we try to pinpoint and blame the issue on there being no material online. Because if I whip up a quick Google search, and you just search PSE examination papers, you will find nothing. Surprising. So it begs the question: when these students go home after school, where do they get their material from? Do they have to come to school every day to get material? And why are they being hindered by that fact? So we tried to solve this problem by making a school-based online system or online quiz-taking system whereby you have, this was a primary school, you would have us as the users, as the students, and you would have quizzes administered for the school, not by the school, but by the Ministry of Education. So they set the standards on the quizzes. Basically, the quizzes will have content of past examination papers, not several questions from past examination papers, to grade how students perform on different topics. So with this, making this online system for them to do quizzes, we are bringing more updated information to the students. Because with teachers and their syllabuses, what they teach, the syllabus actually is not dependent on the Ministry of Education standards, dependent on the school standards. Basically, or essentially, PS3 students only learn as much as their teachers want them to learn. So if their teachers slack off, that means they're in trouble. And if they don't have material, it also means they're in trouble. So we try to prevent that and provide them with the material, not by the teachers, but by the higher ups on the Ministry of Education. And with that being the case, it allows for all the schools to have the same material. So we won't have a situation they learned so-and-so topics because they were ahead of time, and then in another school they couldn't learn all the topics because they were behind time, so there's a bit of so we're bringing together this one-for-allness, whereby with quizzes administered by the higher ups, there's no excuses for the schools themselves. Therefore, students will always take the best experience from the quizzes. So here are some of our aims and objectives. Pretty tiny. We provide an online platform for students to take quizzes. Once we do that, we also provide a platform for the Ministry of Education higher-ups to set quizzes, set standards for the quizzes, set pass grades for the quizzes, and set feedback for the quizzes. And it also allows teachers to carry out performance analytics. This is where the performance analytics comes from in the title of the project. So with performance analytics, if we had an exam, picture we had an exam in this class. Each question is subcategorized based on topic. So which means the grades that the students get for each topic, you can now put that together in a graph or present that in a graph so you know the strengths and weaknesses of the student. So for example, if you had a math class paper and everyone passed algebra, everyone passed shapes, everyone passed basic trigonometry, if we had basic trigonometry and everyone passed all that, but then somehow everyone was failing the polygon side of the quiz. The performance analytics will help you see that, okay, my students are doing well here, but they're failing here. So what does that mean? As a teacher, we take away concentration from topics which they're passing and focus more on their failing. So that will allow for a more, because different schools would have different strengths and weaknesses. Different students with different schools have different. So the teachers should be able to know how their students are performing and should be able to tweak their teaching standards to help these students do better. For the scope of the project, we only focused on primary school examination, PSO examinations, and when we demonstrated, we gave an example of just one school. We focused on, we make a primary school and populated with students, and then have those students inside the school take the quizzes and show you the results of all that. Here are the users of the system. We have, the Ministry of Education would have the central admin. This person, whoever they might be, is responsible for registering schools, for registering school admins, because a school is represented by school admin. So different schools have different school admins. Now different school admins are responsible for teachers and students within that school. So we won't have a situation whereby if a teacher is having a problem with the user account, they won't have to go all the way to the higher ups, they will just go to their specified school admin. And the school admin pretty much handles and administers users, while the teachers can view the performance of students. So basically it's like a layered, we have functionality, several functionalities, but only a certain user can do so much. So he can create all, school admins can administer the users, teachers can administer the students just take quizzes. Moving on, here are some of the requirements, and I've marked the achievements with a star and the ones not completed with an X. So for this basic system we're talking about, mandatory users are very important. Batch upload of students. Yeah, we can upload one student, but imagine a class with 60 students, and the teacher has to fill in a form all the time to upload students. So we had to implement an Excel, where you can populate your students in an Excel file, and then automatically reads line by line and populates the database of students with passwords and everything. I'll give a demo of that. Administer the quizzes from the Ministry of Education. Basically, to be able to set quizzes, we need to set permissions for who can set quizzes, we need to set standards for who can set quizzes. All that will be done by, if I can go back, will be done by the Ministry of Education centrally. Manage schools centrally, adding schools to the system. This system isn't just school-based, it's a collection of schools who use the system, such that if, for example, the Ministry of Education wanted performance analytics from a certain school, they can just get results from that school. If they want it from Baobab, we can get from Baobab. If they want it from Rainbow, we can get from Rainbow. So this is what we mean by administer and manage schools centrally. Viewing quiz results, very important. Setting time quizzes so that students don't, they need to be able to take quizzes with the pressure that they would have in an exam. You should be able to grade quizzes and essentially present the graphical analytics of the results so that we know performance, we know the performance of our students, how they are doing in which topic and how they are doing in topics. What we didn't manage to do was class sessions where teachers will be able to view results from their class only. That was something we were short on time on, so we couldn't complete. And lastly, conversion of analytics to PDF format. Those were the two requirements that were not achieved. Well, there's many more, but I feel these are the major. So during the demo, I did a demonstration of all the 6, 7 achieved requirements. Okay, so we're getting technical. We had our problem statement, we had our possible mitigation. Now the question is, how are we going to put that in code? How are we going to do it in software representation? So the topic we chose, or the methodology we chose, was the rapid prototype. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with how this works, but it's you get your problem statement, you come up with a quick design, you send that to your client, in my case my supervisor. Supervisor then gives me information based on the prototype I gave him. Does he like it? Does he want me to add this? You need this to do that? I go back, design another prototype, refine the prototype I already have actually, if that's the case. Build another prototype, evaluate it again using feedback from the supervisor. So it's a cycle product that stays up here up until we complete and present the final product, which is what we see here. So for the past since the semester started, we're having designs, prototypes. Up until now, we have what we were satisfied with as a relative. Now, when you say manage schools, manage quizzes, you think, okay, Moodle does that. Moodle is web-based, I'm web-based, so I would just use Moodle. I asked my supervisor the same question, actually, I forgot the answer he gave me, but it was really witty. So he tricked me into not using Moodle and creating a different version of Moodle that focuses more on performance analytics. So this, how we carried out this online system was with, I'm not sure if you've heard, but Drupal, content management system. Now, my friend, when you think about Drupal, you thought, okay, Drupal, drag and drop, right? I felt the same. I thought, okay, this would be easy, it's drag and drop, so why do you even do this? It's not hard enough, but he scoffed, laughed, and said, go research. I came back and I told him, I learned it actually. It's not as easy as I thought, because with Drupal, yes, it is drag and drop, but before you can even drag and drop, the amount of time you have to spend to code back end, because you need to code what you can drag and what you can get on. Right? So you can't drag and drop, you can create multiple instances of something, but you need thousands of lines of code to have something to even drag and drop. So it's not as easy as one would think, honestly. And it's a learning curve for this. I've never seen it before, never worked with it before, so the learning curve is very steep. And fortunately for us, we had we actually had some and moving on, now I will finally show you a demo. But first, three things. So here's an example of what Drupal database schema looks like. Let's go away. Multiple tables on tables which all connect with each other. Obviously I didn't make this. I don't have the time and patience. But this is how all the tables are connected to give you what you want. So what Drupal does for you is manage your back end so you can focus more on the front end and what you want to show. You know, it handles things like multiple instances of files, of products, or functionalities, and gives you products in the end that suits your needs. Code it to your standard. And